Hiya. We're allowed to smile. Of course, we're allowed to smile. Manchester United 2, Manchester City 0. That was pretty unexpected. I would have taken a draw today after a turbulent couple of weeks where Manchester United have changed coach, gone out of the FA Cup, and the mood was just on the floor among the fans after that Brighton game last week. But I was told midweek it started to pick up among the players, and obviously they were well prepared going into that game. And Michael Carrick and his team, experienced team, they were well planned for that game against City. They also benefited from fewer injuries than had afflicted Ruben Amorim in his final games, and players coming back from AFCON as well. But fantastic. United briefly up to 4th, and well, I'm going to give you the ratings because there were a lot of heroes on that pitch today. Where are we going now? So Lamens, 7. He didn't really have much to do in the first half, but he got his hand when he didn't need to give away a 36-minute corner. Aside from that, he was the far quieter of the two goalkeepers. City's goalkeeper was excellent, actually. Delo, 7. And I realise some of you are raging against him, but I watched him closely, and he was yellow carded for a knee-eye challenge after 10 minutes, and the replays made it look even worse. He could have been sent off. He was also very sloppy out of possession after in an 18th minute attack, just gave the ball away. Big sprint to get to Dorgu, City's most dangerous player, at least in the first half, and put the ball out after 23. Stopped a 39th minute effort going on goal 2. Put a dangerous ball across goal on 46. A wayward pass after 53, which set up a City attack. But I thought he actually did well against Dorgu, and he frustrates me. You know, that 18th minute attack, and he just put the ball out. But there you go. You can rage in the comments, I'm sure you will. Maguire, 8, first appearance since November. He headed against the bar after 3 minutes. And you're watching that thinking, you've got to score. A bit of a scuffle with Silva, but a real battling performance against Martinez, alongside Martinez, up against Haaland. 8. Martinez, 8. What a pass to Fernandes after 40, which led United to putting the ball in the net for a second time. And that was VAR'd as well, because it was offside. The second time that happened, it was very, very slight. He flew across, did Martinez, to block Haaland after 53 before United started to score goals. Big game, big performance, big game player. Shaw, 7. He got around the ball to stop a 12-minute City attack. City, I think City only had one shot on goal. Booked in the 15th minute for a knee. But he was consistent playing in a new defensive formation against Semenyo. It was obviously a player United absolutely wanted, but he chose to go to City. You know, could have been smiling tonight. Could have been out, having a great time. But no. Casemiro, 8, maybe even a 9. I thought he was brilliant. I got a message about him from someone who used to play in that role for a football team who played against Manchester United in 2 Champions League finals, and he was raving about him. Casemiro, he had more energy than his City equivalents, despite his age. His influence grew. He bit his shirt after 57 minutes right in front of goal. The ball just hadn't landed for him, but his anticipation, his blocks, his distribution were flawless. Contender for man of the match. Mainu, 7, first start since May in the league. Gave it all. Showing top energy, so credible performance from him. He's not someone who needs to be or setting everything up like Fernandes does, but I thought he did well today. Ahmad, 8, back from AFCON, but quiet until the 28th minute when he crossed to Mbeumo. 5 minutes later, he finished brilliantly, but it was offside. Cut inside and shot on goal after 57. Shot wide after 67. Hit the post after 89. You know what I mean? We're happy with that, aren't we? And it's January and everyone's buzzing today. And what I think you should just do now is just go and treat yourself to a nice heat pump. A heat pump. It'll keep you warm with Improve Easy. And you can see more details in United We Stand. And thanks to all of you bought the mag today. We sold really well today. So we've not got games this season, but when we have got games, we're feeling a lot of support from you. All your subscription copies were posted out on Friday as well. And it's ready to download from midnight if you want to have a read of the latest mag and what we do. And some brilliant writing in there. We've got fantastic contributors, and you can read it on your phone or on an iPad or something like that. So Improvisi, a trusted local Manchester company, been in the installation business for 13 years. And the key here, right, is if you've got an old boiler and you want to upgrade, there's a £7,500 government grant. That is the absolute key. There's government money to make Britain more efficient and to introduce more green energy. And this is a local company who will provide it, get you the massive discount, and your heating bills will come down. And future-proof your home with a long lifespan of 20 to 25 years. Yeah, that's right. Go out, treat yourself to 4 heat pumps tonight. Fernandez, 8 or 9. I think him and Casemiro contenders for the man of the match, but I'm actually going to say one more. I thought Fernandez was United's best player in the first half. Lovely corner to Maguire. Right at the start, he got into positions which continually threatened City. Tactically, Michael Carrick had the better of Pep Guardiola. Sublime ball to Mbeumo, stroke Dorgu after 22, but they couldn't get on the end of it. Fernandez put the ball in after 41, offside, it's very tight. He was equally influential in the second. The pass for Mbeumo's goal was perfect. Well done. Dorgu, 8-9, 8-9, 8-9. I thought he was brilliant. Started on the left ahead of Cunha, which was a surprise. Hit a cross in the second minute. Shot on target after 21 was another brilliant move. Splendid crossfield pass on 57, which set Ahmad up. Got the second, was tenacious as ever. Got in front of the man to finish in front of the Stretford end. I think he's been... There's a long way to go with him. He's really raw, but I think he's had a good month. Again, in difficult circumstances. And I've just watched him closely. I did an interview with him 5 or 6 weeks ago, and nobody really cared because everyone had a downer on him. But I think he's playing well. And to do that in the Manchester derby, done really well. Mbeumo, 8, hit a shot down after 63 as United ramped up the pressure. Superbly saved. That one was. But one wasn't. 2 minutes later, a left foot strike. A strike actually from the Fernandez ball. He'd started the counter-attack too with a wondrous move from the edge of his own area. What a move that was. Glad he's back from AFCON. Glad I'm back from AFCON. Shattered. And yeah, I'm glad he's not in the final tomorrow because he was very important for Manchester United, and Ahmad was as well. Substitutes, Cunha came on for Mbeumo after 70, beat his man and set up Dorgu after 75 for a second. The second found a pass for Mount, who thought he made it 3-0, but that became the third goal to be ruled offside. So a bit of a surprise he didn't start, and I understand why he didn't, because he's not been playing as well as he should be doing. I thought Seshko also could feel unfortunate that he'd not started. But United's bench looked much stronger today. Changed everything. Ugarte, 6, replaced Casemiro after 81, and the Brazilian's energy, which had run out. Mount, he gets a 6, Cunha gets a 7. Mount, not insufficient time, because he only came on in the 91st minute. For Fernandez, thought he'd scored. Loved the celebration, but he got VAR'd. Heaven came on right at the end as well, for sure. So the players obviously get the credit. United fans made Old Trafford as good as it's probably been all season. And also Michael Carrick and his coaching staff, especially Johnny Evans, who gets a 10. And I think he deserves it, because without Johnny Evans there today, United wouldn't have won that game. That is the key. That's what all the professional people in football will be discussing, because he was just, none of you would have seen it, right? But he was just sending like invisible negative vibes towards Joseph Guardiola's staff, and Why else do you think Manchester United won? Enjoy it, smile. It's been a rough, tough roller coaster of a season. It's not just going to suddenly become perfect. Manchester United are a work in progress. But I've always maintained, even through the really difficult bits, and the last couple of weeks have been very tricky, there are some very good players there. Not going to win the league, but some very good players there. And that win will have lifted their confidence massively. Until next time, goodbye.